Howdy, Sharks. My name's Zach, and I'm from a small town just outside of Dallas, Texas. I'm seeking $350,000 in exchange for 15% of my company, Perma Plug. Sharks, picture this. You get home from a long day of work. You finally get comfy in bed or on the couch. Your phone's on 1%, so you reach for your charger. Wait, where is it? It's missing again. So, what could you do to try to fix this? Maybe you could try a sticky note. Zach's charger, do not move. Use extra bold lettering and exclamation points to make sure that they know you're serious this time. Maybe you could just buy dozens of cheap chargers every few weeks and hope there's one around when you need it. Maybe you could even try super gluing your charger directly to the outlet. I'm kidding. Do not try this at home. But somehow, some way, that charger will still end up getting borrowed, but never returned. This is a daily dilemma for millions, but not for those who've been lucky enough to discover the Permaplug charger lock. Permaplug charger lock is a proprietary, fully patented locking system that secures your charger and cables into place, so they can't be moved, stolen, or accidentally unplugged. Let me show you how it works. First, you'll simply remove your existing outlet cover, assemble your Permaplug system, which includes the locking cover, a dual fast charger, and up to 2 charging cables. Then you'll place the Permaplug charger lock directly on your upper outlet, and then you'll screw it back in using the included standard screw, or you can upgrade to a security screw for added protection. And boom, start charging without ever worrying about your charger or the cables growing legs and going missing again.
So Zach, honey, sweetie, poopsie, baby.
He's not
Wait,
done.
let him finish.
Oh, you're not done?
I know you're excited, I am too.
Oopsie, baby.
Phones, headphones, tablets, and other devices are a crucial part of our everyday lives. They're not going anywhere. Protecting the lifeline of these devices is a no-brainer. So Sharks, who's ready to secure your chargers and a deal with Permaplug?
Good.
Now he's done, Mr. Wonderful. We are back with another Shark Tank breakdown. I am your host, Dave, 10-year intellectual property attorney dealing with everything from copyrights, trade secrets, trademarks. And you heard him. He said the magic word, patents. Now, again, shouts out to Permaplug. Shouts out to Zach, man. You think that they've kind of done it all. You've seen it all as it relates to just everything that's out there. And I've never seen this. Maybe you guys have. So let me know if you guys kind of seen something similar to this, where you have kind of the outlet or the charger built into the outlet. Let me know in the comment section. But I've never seen anything like this, and I actually like the product. So $350,000 for 15%, what, a $2.5 million valuation. I would imagine that he has some sales, which leads me to the 3 things plus the bonus that I look for. How simple is the product? Seems like it's pretty simple. It's just plugging it into the wall and screwing it on so it doesn't come off, so you can't remove it. How effective is it? Like I said, based on that valuation, I would imagine that he has some sales. And then what's the market like? Again, he talked about it. These devices, I'm kind of recording on my phone, but these devices aren't going anywhere. Whether it's a cell phone, whether it's a tablet, whether it's an iPad, they're not going anywhere. And a lot of times I kind of almost have to punish myself if I'm kind of trying to look around for my charger, whatever the case may be, because I don't like misplacing it. Typically, I like to put it in an area that I know it's going to be in, but we're all human. It gets moved to the extent that you have kids, they move it. So the fact that you can have something that's essentially integrated into the wall and the kids can't move, or it can't get lost, man, all the better. So shouts out to that. I definitely think it is a market for it. And me personally, I haven't seen anything out there, so I'm not sure how much competition he has in the market. To the extent that he doesn't have any competition, that's all the better for him. And the last but not least, my favorite, the intellectual property. Are you protecting the intellectual property? You heard Zach. He said he has a patent on a product. I looked it up while he was doing a pitch. He also has a trademark on the term Perma Plug. That's an interesting name. I guess it's for permanent plug, maybe. I would imagine that's what you get the permanent plug for. Again, to the extent that all these things are check. Hey, Zach may have a rocket ship on his hand, but to the extent that 1 or 2 may be missing, he still can make a lot of money. When I say a lot of money, I'm talking about millions of dollars with a niche product. But we all know that this is more than a niche product, at least from my understanding, as I'm kind of checking this thing out in real time. As I pulled the actual pitch back up to see if Zach gets the deal, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit the subscribe button. And to the extent that you've used one of these things, let me know in the comment section. This is getting pretty good. So let's pull things up and see what Mr. Wonderful wanted to tell Zach. Let's go.
Good job.
Oopsie, baby, the issue is this solves a problem in your home, but if you're like in a hotel or on the
Hotels
road,
can get them and buy
it's
them.
not really practical, right? It's just for permanent.
Unless you're the hotel.
It depends. The hotel would be the one that purchased them from us, and there is a ton of unique
okay, Zach.
applications in commercial settings
I-
as well.
Oh, that's an interesting point. So
Yeah.
you're saying the hotel can then do that so that the
They'll provide it for their guests,
don't take them away.
or even their staff in the background. Yeah,
I
want
wanna
to
be fair,
charging
Zach.
table.
I do not deserve to rip you to pieces if you have sales.
Okay.
Do you have any?
I do. I have about $2,000 in sales.
Okay,
2,000,
I am now going to rip you
2,000
to
in
pieces.
sales so far today. I have 456,000 in sales year to date.
That's a good
Great answer. That is a great answer.
Thank you.
That'll go down in Shark
Yeah,
Tank history
thank you,
right there.
Thank you.
How did you get 450,000 in sales?
I brought the sales in all myself. So I originally filed the patent for this in 2019. So it goes all the way back really to whenever I was a kid. I grew up with cousins. We all grew up on the same street. We always stole each other's chargers. And then in 2019, I went and stayed at a friend's house. And when I stayed at his house, I slept on his couch. And I had my phone plugged into his charger. It was super glued to his outlet. So light bulbs flipped. And I knew that this was a good product and brought it to life.
This is for anybody that has one child or more.
I got 3 teenagers. It happens
Yeah.
by the minute. Yeah.
How are you selling it today? The 450,000 sales. By the way, is that for the year?
That's year to date. I'm 665,000 lifetime, which is 12
Wow.
months.
And
I
who are
launched
you
last year.
Who are you selling it to?
Fully direct to consumer. My customers range all over the place. So parents tired of their kids moving the chargers, siblings, roommates, and a huge one right now is schools. They're buying them so they can charge the
All
tablets for
through
their kids.
social.
All through social media.
All on your website or Amazon?
So Amazon's a huge channel for me, and I was resistant to doing that at first, but it's actually 60% of my revenue is Amazon now. And I don't love that because I don't own the customer data. You guys know how that is, but I incentivize people to try to buy on my website with better pricing.
Are you buying a lot of ads?
Most of my marketing is organic. I do have a retargeting funnel set up so I can just retarget people that have engaged with
Good
my
for you.
organic.
Yeah, good for you.
So, and I have an SEO background. So I built all of these automation tools using automation and AI. So for instance, like if I'm talking to somebody and they say, you know, what's the best Father's Day gift for 2024? I can text myself that, generate a blog post, make sure Permaplug is
I love
number one
that.
Father's Day present, automatically published on my site and indexed by
I
Google.
want to go back to this 350,000, 15%. What are you going to do with the 350?
I'll use it to help increase my flow. So I've got a decent amount of money in the bank, but I am playing cat and mouse a little bit with inventory, buying,
How many?
cash flow in the bank.
How
What
much
is a container?
inventory
What's
do
a
you have?
container?
I have about 80,000 worth of inventory right
Wow,
now.
that's a lot.
That's my hard cost. But I mean, I'm selling 15,000 units, so I'm moving them pretty quickly.
You're making any money on the 465,000 year
Absolutely. My margin's around 58%. So
What do you-
it's super
What
what
healthy.
does
do you
it
put in your
cost
pocket?
and what do
Anything?
you sell it for?
So I buy those for about $650 each, and I sell them for about $35 on average.
That's low.
Do you know your customer acquisition cost in the last few months?
They're less than $15 because I'm only doing warm retargeting. If they have not engaged intensely with one of my organic
So
videos,
if it
then
costs
I'm
you
not paying
15 bucks to
advertise
acquire a customer, and the average order size?
them. It's around $58.
All right, look, I thought this was a joke. I got to be honest with you, Zach. Obviously, sales say no, and you sound very credible. So here's an offer for you. I'll do the 350, 15%. I want $2 a unit in royalties in perpetuity.
Look at it, and again, I want to stop it here really quickly and bring up some important points. Man, I think number one, when I was saying that it was low, I'm saying that, hey, he's making this thing for $6. He's selling it for $35. I think personally, you guys have to correct me if I'm wrong. I think people will buy this thing for $50. Again, I'm buying chargers for $50 or more. And this thing doubles as an outlet cover and a charger. So I think you can kind of raise that price up for $50. And people will love it. And then the other thing I think I love about this, so the margins are great. I do think he has some wiggle room to be able to raise that price more, even though his margins are great. And that's why let me give you guys some game. When Mr. Wonderful, he wants a royalty, that means the margins are great. That's another word for him complimenting the guests on the margins. Because if the margins were tight, we saw the last one with Juju, the pierogi, where they were, I think, selling it for or manufacturing it for $3 and selling it at wholesale for $10. Those are tight margins. But when you're selling something for $6 and what 5 times, 6 times is what you're selling it for, now you have some wiggle room on the margins, and now you can pay out a royalty. So a lot of times when Mr. Wonderful says royalty, I know we all looked at it as kind of bad, and it can be a bad thing. He's indirectly saying, hey, those margins are pretty good such that I feel comfortable getting a royalty back on the product. So shouts out to Zach for that, like I said, I do think he has some wiggle room to raise it. And I think that it's just beginning. He's doing D2C. He's talking about 60% of his customers are on Amazon. Social media seems like it's big for him. But once he gets into retail, I'm talking Best Buy, I'm talking Target, I'm talking a Home Depot. Because again, this thing doubles as an electrical cover. Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's, these kind of, I won't say furniture stores, but these kind of home improvement stores, in addition to the big box retailers, the Walmarts, the Sam's Clubs, the Targets, the Best Buys. Man, I think this thing is going to fly off the shelf. So I think there's a lot of wiggle room in here, not only for the price, but also to expand, get into retail. And man, shouts out to Zach. Those are some of my initial comments. Let me know if you agree with them. Let me know if you disagree with them in the comment section. Let's go.
I'm curious who's on your team. How
This
much?
is-
Just you.
This
One
is all
man
me
band.
and my wife. We have a 24-hour
You and your
fulfillment
wife
promise notice. We're up till midnight packing orders
doing
every single night.
everything. It's your full-time job.
Yep.
And do you have any debt? Do you own it 100%?
I own it 100%, zero debt. So
Let's
I am
go.
doing this full time now. I'm living off of my savings for now. I don't plan to take any sort of profit or salary from the company until 2025, just to make sure that I have enough float for the company and there's enough inventory, and I'm not fighting with paying myself for that. So I've saved up enough from my job to live off of until then. But I do plan on, obviously taking a modest salary next year.
Good for you, man.
Thank
So
you.
everybody I meet wants to be successful, but so few people are willing to make the sacrifice and pay the price.
We've made a ton of sacrifices too, honestly. My wife especially, she's put in tons of work with me. She doesn't have to do any of that. She's got 2 full-time jobs taking care of a 3.5-year-old and a 2.5-month-old right now. So she's out there grinding with me. I'm here right now and she's at home packing orders.
Zach, what's your reaction to Mr. Wonderful's Not So Wonderful offer?
Well, I figured coming in here, I may get an offer, something like that. I would not be open to a perpetuity deal, but I would be open to giving a royalty to anybody for that matter until your money's paid back, because I don't like borrowing money.
Zach, why is that interesting to an investor? Because I give you my money, I put it at risk, I wait 2.5 to 3 years to get it back, I make nothing on it, could be sitting in the bank making 5.24%. The only other value is an exit on the value of the patent, which may or may not play out. So you're putting your largest investor at 100% risk.
Well, I'll give you your $350,000 for 25%, no royalty.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, what does that put the valuation at?
1.4.
1.4, okay.
And he's doing 1.4.
Zach. I have good news and I have bad news.
Uh-oh.
What do you
Okay.
want first?
That's
Lay
for the
the
bad
bad
I'm
news
a
on.
delayed gratification type of guy, so I'll go bad news first.
Always get the bad news first.
There you go.
I'm up.
Always.
Want to know the good
That's
news?
the good news?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm back in.
Okay, thank goodness. Okay. My next question is going to be.
I had to do that to you for like your whole, what you did
Oh,
to
yeah,
us
the
with
2000,
the,
yeah.
with
Yeah, that
the
was good.
2000. I
Okay.
thought you'd appreciate that.
I did.
So I'm going to offer you $350,000. I would like 20%.
Okay.
And I'd like a royalty of $1 until I get paid back
Okay.
my money, because I think together it would be a powerhouse. That's my offer.
All right, that's a great offer.
What are you going to do?
Everybody
Here's
wants
my
the
thing.
royalty.
I'm like
No,
Kevin.
I am your
I didn't think
perfect
it was
partner.
real. I thought you were
That is true.
negligible at best. But congratulations.
Thank you.
You're doing great. It's just not for me.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Thank
out.
you for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Appreciate
Zach,
kind
I'm kind of in
words.
the same boat. It's a
Okay.
great product, but you know SEO already, maybe some cash flow things. You got this on lockdown and you know it, right?
Appreciate
And,
that.
and
Thank
so, yeah, it's just not a fit for me. So for those reasons, I'm out.
Okay.
You have 3 offers.
She's got the best offer on the table.
Well, no, she's not Mr. Wonderful.
What does that mean?
Well, it means what
I've
it
done
is.
my research on all this.
I
You
have
guys,
the best
I-
offer on
that's-
the table.
that's a
I am
fair-
also the best partner
Yeah.
for you.
I grew up
She's-
not caring about being an athlete. I didn't look up to any athletes. I didn't look up to any actors or anything. I looked up to people like you guys. So I know everything about all of you, and I know what you've done with companies, and everything you guys have all done is extremely motivational. It's inspirational. This is everything I've ever worked for. Lori's offer is by far, in my opinion, I came here.
Well,
my
then you
wife
gotta
wants
give
me to
an-
work with you.
So there you go.
And I would love to close a deal with you, Lori. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Let's go.
I love it. I
Thank
think
you.
it's so really
I appreciate
good.
it. I am
Smart,
honored.
smart.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're gonna blow it up.
Thank you.
There should be like 5 in every home.
There will
In
be.
every
That's
single
true.
one. Good job.
Thank you all. I appreciate all of your time. Thank you so
Zach.
much.
Great job.
You're really
Thank you.
impressive.
Thank you. I appreciate you
Good
all.
luck.
Have a good one. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
I just closed a deal with Lori. I mean, that's exactly who I wanted to work with when I came in here. Lori has so much expertise. She's blown up companies like Scrub Daddy and so many others that really just needed that initial push, and that's really all I need to get this out there. I've reached a few million people on my own, but I know that she can help get that number way up higher.
Google Workspace with Gemini is providing a year of service to all the businesses that appear in tonight's episode. You can try Google.
Shouts out to Zach. Again, the value of this patent stuff, you heard Kevin O'Leary say, Mr. Wonderful say, unless you have an exit value of the patents. That's why this stuff is important. That's why I added IP to it, because IP is like steroids. Don't go taking steroids. But IP is like steroids where, to the extent that you in a business has it, whether it's a trademark, whether it's a trade secret, whether it's a copyright, whether it's a patent, it just kind of lifts the valuation of the company, because you have the operation side of things, that being the actual, in this case, the outlets that he's, the charger outlets that he's selling. But then you also have the intellectual property that acts as its own asset that you can sell separately from the business. He's talking about, look, Mr. Wonderful didn't say, hey, you can exit the value of the business. He said, hey, if you have an exit value of the patent, meaning that Amazon, Amazon, Apple, Mike, one of these companies, they may buy the patent. And next thing you know, they buy that for $5 million, and now you're really in a you're really in the game. So, man, shouts out to Zach. I'll definitely have to get him, or at least reach out to him to see if I can get him on a podcast. Let's take a look at his website, see if he has that patent on the website. You guys know how I feel about the patents and making sure they are on the website. Permaplug, again, he does have a registered trademark. I will put that R in a circle at the bottom or at the end of Permaplug. Like I said, I think the perma is for permanent plug. Anti-theft. Hey, look, they talked about the hotels, man. I tell you what, I would tend to agree with them. However, some people just going to take stuff out of the hotel. So I can see people definitely unscrewing this outlet cover from the wall, especially if it doubles as a charger and taking that to the house. That's just me. You guys let me know in the comments whether or not you know some people who would do that, but I can think of one or two people who would probably do it. He said he made $2,000 that day. 10,000 customers. Man, he's killing it. He's killing it, man. Shouts out to him. I actually love the product. I love the product. And there you go. U.S. patent issued 10,985,551. So he does have the patent number at the end of the website or on the website. Shouts out to Zach. And the reason I say this, I know a lot of people think, man, what's the use of having your patent number on the website? It doesn't matter. I tell people this all the time, and it does matter. Because if somebody, and we all know, once you start to get successful, you are going to get copied. That's just the name of the game. And to the extent that you send somebody a cease and desist letter, they are aware of your patent at that point in time. And therefore, if they continue to infringe, you sue them, you are awarded, you're victorious, you get kind of damages going back from that cease and desist letter. However, if your website, if your patent is on a website, patent number is on a website, you can make a case that, hey, they should have known way before the cease and desist letter because my patent is on the website. So you can look to get damages going back further than when you send that cease and desist letter out. Maybe, and that may be years, that may be months, that may be, whatever the case may be. But having that patent number on your website, you can argue notice the fact that your potential infringer, your infringer had notice way earlier than the time that you sent a cease and desist letter. And as a result of that, they should be on the hook for damages going back way before you send out that cease and desist letter. So having that patent number on the website is important. Shouts out to Zach for doing that. I love the product. I will be reaching out to Zach to see if I can get him on the show. Let me know what you guys think about the product to the extent that you've bought it. Let me know in the comments. Do you love the product? Do you not love the product? I think it's a pretty good product. I think the margins are great. Again, I think he got a fabulous partner in Lori. Hey, and you see, Lori even came on with the royalty deal, but it seemed like she was not as greedy as Mr. Wonderful and did not want that royalty in perpetuity. I think the royalty amount was lower as well. She just wanted that dollar royalty until she got her money back. So shouts out to Lori. Shouts out to Zach. Shouts out to the product. I will see you guys on the next one. Again, we're 2 for 2. Now, the first one, they did not take the offer with Juju, but they did get an offer, so I'm still counting that. So we're 2 for 2 so far. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3 and continue the shit rolling. Let's go.